Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It's time for a brand new video. We're going to speak about Daniel Farke, his position at the football club, and why the 49ers are going to stick by the manager for now. Also, he's been linked with another post, which I'm going to be speaking about thanks to a reminder from a viewer yesterday. I'll get into that later on as well. Also, other managerial news and transfers that involve Leeds United and around us, which shows the glaring difference of the ambitions of the football club and people around us. But before I get into that, please like the video. It's free to do, helps out the channel. Big up for the support lately, people. Perrot House, John Abbott, Mr. P, Russ, and Phil Wood. Thank you for the super thanks on the last video, guys. Much appreciated. Keep the support coming. And also from every single member of the channel, you make this thing go. So listen, people, it's not the news that you want to hear, but it's the news that is out there. And Daniel Farke is set to stay at Leeds United with even more confirmation, apart from just Graham Smith. Baron Cross replied to somebody yesterday who said, please tell me he's gone or going. And he said, based on the noise I heard yesterday, there's no suggestion the club wants to make a change at this point. And that is further backed up by Sky Sports, who put this out today, that he's set to take the pre-match press conferences next week. So there's no change there, where usually they get a heads up saying these have been cancelled. Leeds have no plans to change their head coach as things stand, despite growing discontent among supporters. And after taking 11 points from 11 Premier League games, the club and Farke feel the team are currently on course to achieve their goal of survival ahead of a tough fixture run, but this will be tested. Something else that they brought up as well, let me just scroll down and get it. There is a sense of optimism internally that the LMO factor will play in Leeds' favour against these tougher opponents. That is certainly somewhat supported by the results at home, with Farke's side winning 8 of their 11 points in Yorkshire. Obviously, that's 2 wins against Everton and West Ham, teams near in and around us, points against Bournemouth and Newcastle, but we haven't beaten any of the better teams. And lately, we've been losing against teams in and around us too. So there's context involved with that number, but we're going to see what we're made of in these upcoming games, but it's going to be really tough. And it just goes as well with this, and it is disappointing for me. Like I say, I'm not going to make this a Farke out kind of situation. When he does things good, I'm going to praise him. But when you look at the cold numbers, and people have been bringing this up, so I'll bring it up here. 60 games for Farke in the Premier League, 9 wins, a remarkably bad record that isn't going to get any better. I mean, it might improve by maybe 1 or 2. I don't know when. I don't know when, but this sentiment is correct. And it just shows you just the level that we've got with this manager. And I'm going to show you even more in just a moment, because I was reminded yesterday on Instagram, and I'm not going to give the name, shout out to the person that said it, but I've said before about Daniel Farke that he's never linked with any of the top jobs. When we was doing well in the Championship, he was never linked with one, not one of them. It would be Kieran McKenna. Even when he went up with Ipswich, Kieran McKenna was a name for the Man United job. Russell Martin, even at Southampton, was linked with the Premier League job. Michael Carrick linked with West Ham. Not one stage throughout Danny Farke's time at Leeds United has he ever been linked with a top job, whether it be newspaper links or betting odds. He's never had one. Well, he's had one, okay? And it kind of tells you everything. The latest job he was linked with before the news came out today and yesterday that he'd be staying at Leeds United was Norwich City, who are struggling in the Championship. And for me, that just tells you absolutely everything you need to know about Daniel Farke and the level that people see him at, which is why when I said in the summer, when I gave my big old speech, that it was going to be tough to attract top players with him in charge because of his reputation, it's because of things like this. Now, if he's doing really well for Leeds in the Premier League, this isn't coming up. But because there was whispers of him being sacked at Leeds United, Norwich fans were starting to put money on him going there. And there was links with him. Even Alex Crook, I should say, on TalkSport was talking about a possible return. I think John Dale Thomason is now the favourite. Gary O'Neill, who people also wanted to come here, by the way, was in talks with Norwich in the Championship. Again, it's about raising the standards at this football club, and Gary O'Neill isn't it. But the fact that Daniel Farke was even in consideration is crazy. And the worst thing is as well, I want you guys to go and do this research yourself. Go and look how Daniel Farke is being spoken about by Norwich City fans. You would think this guy is Sir Alex Ferguson at Man United, the way that they speak about him. There's people saying, I can't wait for Leeds to sack him. Let's go and get Farke back. Oh, Norwich City legend Daniel Farke. And there's even a piece by somebody saying, look, I don't want him to come back. I don't want him to tarnish his legacy. This guy is a Norwich City legend, which tells you everything you need to know. And don't just believe me. Go and read examples of how much Daniel Farke is wanted by Norwich fans. They are fiending for this guy. They want him to be sacked tomorrow so they can reappoint him. That tells you everything you need to know. And it just goes with what I've said before. This guy isn't a top level manager. He's tried it. He's tried it again with Leeds United. He's not cut out for it. But whereas we're not making any changes, and Norwich want our manager, or Norwich fans, I should say, Wolves have finally made the confirmation that Rob Edwards is there. I don't know how much of a bump that's going to give them, but the fact is they've made a change because they want to try and shake things up. Somebody else whose job is under threat is Marco Silva at Fulham. Understand, and this is from Alex Crook as well. Understand the hierarchy of frustrated Marco Silva's reluctance to sign a new deal and concerned results. Carter's 1 point off the bottom three. Silva not happy with the summer recruitment. And there was people saying to me yesterday in the comments, hey, why don't we go get Marco Silva? Well, you've seen the reasons why he's unhappy, right? If he wasn't going to get what he wanted at Fulham, you've seen how we've recruited this summer. Do you think he'd be happy coming here? And I think Marco Silva has also got enough. He's built his reputation up since being at Fulham. And I think there'll be clubs that maybe in Saudi, maybe in Europe as well, that will be looking at him. I do not see him doing the Nuno thing of going from Forest to West Ham and going from Fulham to Leeds. It's completely different scenarios. Nuno has got, sorry, I should say, Paqueta, Bowen, and all these guys to work with. Marco Silva would not be happy with working what he's got here. So I don't think that the likelihood of Farke going and Marco Silva coming here was ever going to be on the table. So, but it just shows you as well, with Fulham being in the position they're in, which is literally same points as us, 4 losses in 5, same as us, but they've obviously got a better goal difference, that even they're considering the change. Now, if he signs a new deal there, maybe things get get more stable there. Who knows? But the fact is, Fulham, Wolves, Forest, West Ham, every team is considering a new manager, but some Burnley. And I don't see Burnley changing manager because their ambitions are always different. And I don't think they're happy being a yo-yo club, but they kind of accept that's where they'll probably be. But it just shows you with the ambition and everything else. And what also shows you that as well is this in terms of transfer links. Everton prioritizing a new striker in January, one different profile to Beto and Barry. Ivan Toney and Joshua Zerke high up on their list of possible targets if either were to become available. Gabriel Jesus looks out of reach after Arteta says he won't be moving. Plus, Gabriel Jesus is an injury bomb. But what I will say is that Everton prioritizing a new striker and Ivan Toney being in the mix. He's also been linked with West Ham, who are in and around us, people. These are teams that are in and around us. Everton slightly higher, admittedly, but West Ham being in the Ivy Toney stakes as well. I don't know if Tony's going to leave. This is just my opinion. I think that Thomas, if it's for England reasons, I think Thomas Tuchel's already set on the squad he's going to take. Plus, if he's going to move permanently, he's going to have to owe money back because he hasn't stayed out in Saudi long enough to have all the tax benefits there. So I don't know if he's going to move. But the point being is they're linked with players like that. Meanwhile, Leeds United are linked with Haji Wright from Coventry, who, you know what, if he was 21, 22, I could understand. And he's been a fine championship player and he's gotten better and he's doing really well so far this season for Coventry. But he's 27, people. And that's not old. That's not me saying it's time to put him out like old Yeller. But the thing is with Haji Wright, if you're going to go for a 27-year-old, why isn't it the Ivan Toney, who's 29? I know the difference in age. I'm going for the age profile. Why isn't it a player of that caliber? Why is it another, he could be, rather than he's more than likely to be good? We're doing this again, and it just shows you, for me, people, the difference in ambitions of the clubs around us and this football club in 2025 since we've been promoted. It stinks, people. And Haji Wright, I'm sure will do fine, but I want someone else to take a chance on him. Yeah, there's a chance he could be another How Tanaka who's 26 and has broken through and done really well for us. I want someone else to take a chance on Haji Wright. I'm just, and also there's also this factor as well. If Coventry are still in the promotion race come January, and we're where I think we're going to be, he's not going to move to Leeds. We've seen this over again, even with Harmer at Sheffield United when they were going fighting to go up. There was teams in the relegation zone in the Premier League that wanted him. He said, "Nah, I'm staying." And there's other players as well that have done this exact same thing. If their situation looks like they're going to be in the Premier League in around 6 months' time, rather than going for 6 months and then playing another year in the Championship, they're going to stay where they are, especially with Coventry doing as well as they're doing. There's only one person I take from Coventry. You know who that is, people. But I'm saying the likelihood of Haji Wright leaving Coventry, who are promotion chasing to come to Leeds United, who are probably going to be relegation threatened by then, is highly unlikely. So it just shows you, for me, just the difference in ambitions of football clubs. You're looking at other teams around us messing around, trying to figure out what they can do transfer wise with their managers, seeing what they can improve. We're staying put with Daniel Farke and we're being linked with Haji Wright. And it just tells a whole story. Now, listen, this isn't about if you rate Haji Wright. That's not the point I'm trying to make here. It's the difference in the level of player that you're being linked with. And it just tells a complete story of how we've been run since the summer. But that is it for me, people. That is it for now. I don't know if I'm going to be back tomorrow unless anything's breaking. One of the best comments I got on the video yesterday was, I just want KG to go live and say Danny Farke has been sacked. I'm waiting for that too. And obviously, if that happens, of course, I will go live. But unless there's any other like interesting or juicy news, I think I'm going to take tomorrow off. So let this be your content. And if you haven't seen the previous videos, please go back and watch those. Where he's full of opinions and everything else like that. But listen, people, that will be it. Like the video before you go. I'll see you in the next one. Give me your thoughts on anything discussed. Peace out.